the goal is to master peace. Right?
Talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice.
So after we do our poetic expression, there will be a poetic discussion between each artist, pretty much wanting to know where did it came from, how it come from, and you guys just express as much as you want to express. But for people who write, it's like amazing how it come about, right? I don't know about y'all, but I used to have things on this napkin, that napkin. You guys ever see the 5 heartbeats? Not the 5 heartbeats. Was it the 5 heartbeats?
Yeah.
When he was throwing everything around, she was like, you put this one with this one. You know, so that's how it is when I create a poem. Hi, welcome everybody. Oh, you guys came. Anyhow, before I start the tears.
What are words?
I'm so happy. Anyway, the next is a poetic creation, and I'm going to actually explain to y'all what the poetic creation is, because I know how people jump in and off lives. And if you guys like the art, if you guys do poetry, give me the hand emoji so I can know. What we're going to do for our poetic creation, I have these 3 lovely poet and poetess here, and I don't know if you guys seen everything that I have been posting over the last few weeks. I have posted snippets of their work. So one, we have Queen Chris. I'm gonna try to call by their poet names. So we have Queen Chris. She did Black Girl. I don't know if y'all seen her with her hand raised up there in the video.
Like
but
real Black Girl.
yes,
I ain't gonna
like back in the way, Black Girl. Right. So
I'm like, oh no.
So we had Chrissy do her Black Girl, and then we had Mr. Slick the Hitman. He did his history, and he provided us history, and I dropped that on 4th of July, and he was like, yes, he's like, you needed to hear, we needed to know about our history. So I posted that one, and then we had our self-love. I don't know if you've seen it, you know, the cute girl with the heels, you know, but she was like thugging it out, right?
We seen
thugging it out. Yes. So all of those poems, I have them here. I'm also going to put them on the comments below. So if you guys want to create something off these poems, if you want to challenge yourself, please do so. And then hopefully you guys can submit it later on, and maybe next week, or if you inbox me and we have time, I'll read it. Or you can read it next time you come in. However, but I do have my guests here, and I do have the creations here. And we are going to have a minute at the end, probably around 11:25. We're going to do a creation where we're just going to have music playing, and we're going to allow us to create off of these poems. So I want you guys to pick these poems, and whichever one you get, you have to create. Now, the poems cannot be more than a minute and a half. It can be short, it can be long, whatever you feel. And what's pretty cool about this is because we're actually going to hear the actual artist version of the poem, and then at the end we get to hear what we create. So it's going to be totally different. So I'm putting this on now, so you guys throughout the show, you guys can keep thinking. So who want to pick first? Woo!
Pressure.
The pressure.
What if I get my own?
Oh, we gotta put it back. Ah!
Ladies first.
I'm nervous. I don't want the one that's up on the side.
Ah! Oh,
Okay.
wait, no. Y'all gotta switch because he can't have his own. There you go. So everyone has their creation. And give me a second. I'm actually going to post it. So you guys, if you want to create as well, you can. Oh, and I got them books here. Yay. Give me a second because I had it up. Turn up the music a little bit so we can keep on vibing. I'm super excited. I do believe anytime that anyone comes into my presence or my home, I'll treat them like I treat myself. And as you can tell, see, I bought some wine and cheese. What?
You said you got Janet Jackson and Stacey Dash.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to point it out. I was going to wait.
Oh, I dropped my earring.
They called me Big Cracker. I was like,
Call me Big Cracker.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. And then I'm going to get Pierre to pen it. All right, so I have the information up. So you guys, if you want to create while we're discussing, definitely create. Challenge yourself. Use one of these titles that these three came up with to create something. I'm super excited. Look, she already started, right?
right?
Oh my goodness. So So the whole
cherry picker.
Because I just want, you know, as it comes to me, I just want to like jot
be
down.
able to jot down. So yes, this is our poetic creation, and we won't do the poetic creation until about 11:25. We'll have about 10 minutes to go ahead and vibe. You guys can create something, we create something, go listen to some music. After that, we'll go ahead and go over the poetry. Are you excited about it? A little nervous about it?
Nervous.
Okay, I'm excited.
I don't know, I'm kind of in between. I'm excited. I'm happy to be here because I already know it's going to be a dope vibe. It's a Johnny May experience. And then there's new vibes that's all like here for the same purpose. You know, I'm excited. You know how I get. I'm excited.
Yes. So you guys keep talking to us in a comment. I will have a section where we can go ahead and read everything. I promise you I'm not ignoring you guys. I do want to just have, I don't know,
Before
I guess spend some time. I don't know. But anyway, so in the beginning, I just want to talk about the whole process and how this even came about. So, I know, don't cry. Maybe like 2 months ago, I went to an event, and one of my poets isn't here. She got stuck at home. Hopefully she's on the live. If you're on the live, lovely, we miss you. It's okay.
Yes.
Next time. It may be a next time. I think I gotta have a next time, right?
It will be.
Uncle P said I could get my feet wet because I was a little nervous, but I got a lot of responses.
Where
And I
that bill
think,
at? Ring that bell.
I think, you know, a lot of people kind of like it, so I'm super excited. But anywho, so I went to this event with my girl Vicky, and we were talking, and her poetry is the bomb. It is awesome. I thought it was amazing, but she was insecure about her poem. So she was like,
why?
I don't know. I can't explain it because I'm insecure about mine too a little bit.
Stop this.
So I guess we kind of using this platform to be able to come out of our shell a little bit.
Aren't we?
So Vicky decided that she was going to sign up for a poetry jam or a poetry session, which was exciting. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be there to support you. This is your first time putting yourself out there. You want to have a familiar face in the audience. I'm going to be there for you. Well, I'm on my way there, and she calls me, and she's like, oh my God, it's a bunch of 50 and 60-year-olds. She's like, I don't want to do my poem because her poem was very, very sensual. Yes. And she was like, I don't know what to do. So I get there, we go outside, and, you know, I do the Johnny May thing. I encourage. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said, but I'm telling you, the shit sounded right. It sounded right. And I pretty much, but one of the things I did tell her, I was like, you know, this is the best crowd to do it in front of, because older people, they're going to clap regardless if it's not good or not. So one, if this is your first time creating in front of people, this would be the best space to do it on, right? So then I started thinking, brainstorming, and I'm like, oh my God, why won't I create a space where people can come up and feel comfortable and share their work? Because, you know, you have a masterpiece, and once you have this masterpiece and it's so freaking dope, you want to share it with everybody. Like, listen to this, you know, what you think about this? I wrote this then. And you know, we're human, we're like that, but sometimes we get nervous because we're so judgmental. Very, very judgmental as people. But she went up there, you know, they made her feel real comfortable, and she rocked it. So, because I can't wait, I think I seen Uncle P the day before, prior to, because we was at Zajay open launch, and I was like, hey, I got this idea, I want to do a show. And he's like, well, what show? And at that point, I didn't know what show. I said, I don't know, I just want to do a show. Because, you know, my friend says that I'm personable, and I'll be really good at doing a show. So I was like, he's like, all right, we'll figure it out, and then we can talk, pretty much. So I feel like Uncle P is like a no mess. Like, it's just pretty much, don't come to me with an idea, come to me with something a little bit more concrete, you know?
Yeah, because you invest in it then.
Right. And I feel like us women, we always like, we want to do everything. Like, our mind is like here. You're like, I don't want to deal with it. Why you already just...
Nah, I'm like, you do your woman thing. I'm like, do the woman thing. Do the woman thing. I'm just minding my business.
Anyway, so then I figured it out. I'm like, okay, let's have a poetry. And then I talked to Uncle P, and Uncle P was like, you know, he think that's a dope idea. You should do it. I'm like, cool. Then I started vibing with Christy, and I started telling him, we started going over ideas, and it just all started coming together. And then I was talking to my girlfriend, and she brought up poetic justice. As soon as she said poetic justice, I'm like, shoo, my mind is like, yes. I'm like, oh my God, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. So, and then here we are. Here we are, weeks later. You guys don't understand. They understand because I complained to them about it. You don't understand. And of course, how did you guys enjoy the show today? Of me just dropped 6:30 in the morning, like started. Bam.
Boom. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, okay, we're here. Today's the day.
Mind you, I got the photos. Tim does everything fast. I got the photos like on Monday. So it's like, he edited them. I'm like, man, these are dope. Like, all I want to do is like share. I just want to drop it. Like, oh my God, is people going to like it? Or what are they going to think about it? So then.
She ready. I was ready too.
Man. Then I had contacted, I think he's in Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure where he's from, but some dope graphic design that I just met online that I've been using for a couple of years now. And I was like, hey, can you do this? I know it's last minute, but I need it by Tuesday. Pretty much, I mean, I can have it to you this weekend. And did y'all see that main flower?
Yes.
But I was like,
yes. I was so
Do the
proud.
pose.
huh?
The
How was
vision.
you? Da-da-da-da.
But wait till y'all see me drop the actual photo. Like the photo is me standing on a bench, and the scenery is just the sky, the water, and I don't know the bridge.
Right.
And that's just the picture. So the artist actually cropped me out and put me
nice.
there and
Wow.
did everything.
That's dope.
I cannot wait until we actually drop all the photos. Oh my goodness. Did you guys enjoy it? What you guys think of the photos? Comment below. Let us know.
like what you
Comments
did
ain't up
there.
there yet.
Say it again.
They say we got 10 new comments. Do I gotta pull up the joint or?
I don't know. I see him on here. I guess Uncle P got it here.
Okay.
There we
I
go.
don't know.
We
I
just,
don't know.
we
Y'all
just
like the
popping.
Janet?
Yeah,
Yes.
like,
So I felt like I was giving y'all Janet all day. Why not end it with
Absolutely.
Janet? And I had to watch the movie because I wanted to know her mannerisms. And if you notice, I was very, very, try to make a sad face, I guess. I try to tap in to, what was going on. Like, I had to think about, things that's going on in my life and to give that sad face. And then if you notice, because I just posted it prior to this live show, was when she was in white, when she was smiling, because I just felt like I'm here now, right? I'm changing.
Absolutely.
I'm
And
evolving. Yes.
Anxiety gone.
No.
Why y'all say that word, man?
Alright, we gotta sip on that.
No, the anxiety is
We all
still
took a
here.
Got you
Yes.
for that one.
I mean, even seconds prior to, I'm like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? And event day, anything that can go wrong can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My girl, she told me she couldn't go, and I really wanted her because, I don't know, I guess this whole thing was kind of raw, the creative from her, and because her poems were so sensual and she felt like she couldn't do it in that environment, like, do that sensual poem here. Tell me what you do. Let me know that you drop it low and pick it up slow, in poetry form.
Is that where we going tonight?
Huh?
Is that where we going?
I mean, if you creating something else,
I'm just asking.
I mean,
I'm just asking. We can
There's
take
no
it wherever we take
limitation.
it.
there is none whatsoever. So I also, prior to us starting our poetic expression, I do want to acknowledge a few people. T-Bear, Tim, can we get some snaps for Tim? Yes, Tim is the one who did my photos.
Yes.
And you guys see Tim, first of all, we went to like 3 different places. Tim is on the ground. And of course, he did a video of me, but
Definitely that she should drop. I think that if we get like a certain number of shares and a certain number of views, you should drop it.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Right.
Or I mean, I might just do it on here. So if you guys share it. You should share it here. I am going to share it here because I feel like, I feel like I'm the host. So technically, since I'm the host and I'm the hostess with the mostest and everyone know, I feel like I can play like both sides. So I can either decide to do a poem or I could just be the host. So I feel like I was between those two. But I think I'm going to share a piece, and it's going to be why are all the mad faces? Because I said I didn't want to share. I'm going to share. I am going to share. I promise. All right, so I gave a shout out to T-Bear. I want to give a shout out to Jazz. Get Jazz. She did my makeup.
Yes,
She's at Patent Studios. Make sure if you have not gotten Jazz, you should get Jazz. She is is my makeup artist. I call her now when I need something done. I'm like, Jazz, can you get me in? She fits me in because she know. Johnny May, we all building, baby, in the city. We building. So I definitely want to shout out Jazz. I want to shout out my best friend Drea. She did the braids.
Yay.
Technically me and her. I know.
Janet, go ahead, Janet.
Yeah, they still gonna put wood. Y'all remember the movie? Do y'all remember the movie? That's my favorite part. Anyway, but Andrea, thank you for my niece braids. My girlfriend Taisha, she doesn't like me to say her name and stuff like that. She likes to be behind the scenes. But thank you for giving me this amazing idea. You were right as always. Don't know why. I question you. Yeah, baby. And then I also want to give a shout out to 3Z Dream Builders. I was at Tori Singer Circle this past weekend, and she had a producer there, and she stopped me and she was like, "Do you write?" And I was like, "No, I don't write." And she's like, "Well, do you know someone who writes?" I'm like, "Hey, come on to the show. Come on to the show. We're gonna have writers on there." So hopefully they logged in. Hopefully she logged in.
Don't say her name.
I know. See, nobody knew what Taisha. Here you go. So I do want to shout them out. I want to shout out Fabian. He's the one, like I said, he did my flyer, and everything just came out amazing. What did you guys think?
Fire.
You said that from the beginning, though. You already knew. He called me legendary. Like the first time I ever had a text conversation with him, I was like, "Hey, can you do this?" And he called me legendary, and I'm like, "Stop it."
Yeah,
Been going on ever since. Everybody was saying the legendary.
But you said it yourself with your post. You said me walking in the store and them. Johnny made it. Like, it's a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you know or not.
First off, this message is brought to you by the Johnny May.
Okay,
Napkin.
napkin.
Napkin, alright? If you don't have a napkin, you ain't on this level.
On it. You're not taking it serious enough.
That's all I got to say about it.
And that's what we got to say about it.
So when people stop her in the store and they say the legendary, this is why.
Absolutely.
I just like to think about everything. I like to cater to everything. I try to cater to everyone. That's the point of Johnny May is all about catering. And just like this, I'm catering to you guys and bringing you guys some poetry. All right, so now let's get into the nitty gritty. So first, we want to talk about these videos that we posted. Did you guys get a chance to see them? If you see them, clap, snap, give me a hand wave, something like that. Ha! Poetry, it rhymes. Ha! Look, and she keep me on the toes too, Taisha, branding. That's what she told me, you need to start having stuff. Boom. Anyway, so I had a unique position because I decided I wanted to record everyone to give everybody a snippet of who was coming on to the show. And it's crazy to see. Now, Ricky was the only confident one, okay? I literally he did 2 poems, because I'm going to get you out the way, okay? You did 2 poems, and he, on one take, he did it. How did you feel?
Excited, man. I love poetry. Let me be screwed up so they can hear it. I love poetry. I was excited. I was excited to do something like this. You know, this is the first, I don't know what to call it, the first happening of something like this. You know, I travel in a lot of different poetry circles. There are a lot of online radio shows, but none of them are a live broadcast. And I mean, I do shows, not I do shows, but I tune in and call into shows from Tennessee, New York, Florida, Georgia, you know, but none of them are like live broadcasts. So this is definitely something new. You definitely saw footprints in the sand and stepped to the side to make your own path. You know what I'm saying? So I was excited.
That's so good here. It's actually selfishly motivated, you know, because right now I do events. So right now I can't afford any events. So this was the cheapest route. And it will. But you know what? You know, like I said, I have, if you guys watched my live earlier, I have a lot of emotions bottled up, and I feel like, you know, sometimes I can break at any moment. It's like sometimes it's bad, and I just need a place for it to go. And I just recently started picking up the pen and writing, and I'm like, oh shit, like that is a vibe. When I start sharing with her, and then I'll share with her, they're like, oh my God, it's so dope. And then to hear their poems and also know them beyond the poems, it shows how amazing it is, you know?
That's what a poet does, though. You know, I think I said this to you. I know I've said it to you. And I said, yeah, I know, because I've seen Chrissy perform on several occasions now. When you get on stage, no matter if it's 2 people or 2,000 people in the crowd, when you decide to get up there and tell a story,
Yes.
you are doing it not only for you, but for that person in the crowd who doesn't have the courage to get up there and do what you do.
Yeah.
So don't ever feel like, oh my God, I can't do this, I'm gonna mess this up, because you made the conscious decision to step up anyway. And there's somebody in the crowd, because a lot of times, a lot of us as poets, as artists, are always self-conscious. We are our own worst enemies. And so like, we get on stage, oh my God, I'm gonna mess this up, I'm not gonna do this right, but they're not gonna get this. But you don't know, half that crowd is thankful that you got up there and talked about this.
Right.
Because they themselves couldn't do it. So you're speaking for them. So don't ever feel like, oh my God, they're not going to relate to this. This is different. I'm the only person in the world going through this. Nah, it's somebody in the crowd going through it. Just tell your story. Just be you. Be genuine.
Ah, this is amazing. Another thing is, one of the things I want to do, bring people together who didn't know each other. Now, they did know each other, but Lovely and Pam, we all worked together, but they didn't know each other. Y'all didn't know, so I wanted to kind of create a vibe and kind of...
I don't know Stacey Dash. Call her in the comments.
And if you ever know, Johnny May is really big on synergy. I do believe that if we get good energies together, we can vibe off of each other, we can get good ideas together. So I just feel like it'll make us better poets. And not just better poets, better people. You know, just vibing, you know. And it's crazy to see, like, they know each other, but they don't, and then how we all kind of got into a group chat and how we was just so supportive of each other. It was absolutely from the start. Like, I'm nervous, don't be nervous, and of course he was like don't be nervous. Like, he was definitely with the Godfather. He gave them words of wisdom. But it was nice to see when I recorded. She was nervous when she recorded. She was nervous, hella nervous. And then Lovely was nervous. But it is crazy because when we dropped her video, what did you tell me?
Yo, her video was the one.
Yeah.
All right. Because this was the first one, and you know you only get one first impression. So when you dropped hers, and then you told me I was next, I was like, okay, suit up. It's real. Because hers was official, and I'm like, okay. She called Hype Davis and she, not Hype Davis, what's my man's name? Music video director, Hype Williams. She called Hype Williams and had that whole thing edited. When she told me she shot the video, she edited the video, she posted the video, she shared the video.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so you do it all.
It was like a whole, it was a whole plan. Like, I need y'all to understand, like, how much we went into this. Like, I'm beyond proud of you. I'm beyond happy. Like, this is definitely going to be a thing. I already know it's going to take off because everything you touch is like gold. So.
Stop! Too much.
I was like, you and Chrissy set the bar. I gotta like do my thing now. And she's like, oh my God, don't say that. I said, nah, because y'all set the bar high. So now if I come play, they gonna be like, oh, that nigga boo boo.
But it's crazy because my original idea was to have them on a blank wall, like a white wall, and have them perform just like that. And I don't know what happened with Christy and I. And I'm like, let's just shoot right here. Like, it looks nice. Let's just try it. So then we shot there, and she was like, well, how about I shoot near the train tracks? And I'm like, yo, that would be dope. And then it was like, I want to shoot near here. And you know, if you ever been around me, they say I'm a whole vibe. I don't like rules. I don't like restrictions. I know we gotta have them, but I think in certain settings, you know, we should just be able to live in our freeness. You know, so I'm like, why am I trying to control this show? Like, you know, let it be what it's gonna be.
Let it flow.
Right. So I am sure the viewers are here, and they really, please make sure you share, because we're actually about to get into the poetry expression part of it. So do one time, even if you share it already, share it again. We can share it many times as we want, right? So just share one time. Now, do we want to go in the same order as we did in the video, or do we want to just someone who feel comfortable?
So I just want to make sure we clarify. Like, explaining the poetic expression. Are we doing the poem that was in our video?
So, at first, yes, I definitely want you guys to do the video because we just gave them a taste. And I'm sure that everyone that had a taste of the poem, they probably want to hear the full version. So I would like us to do the full version of our poem. Okay. And then once the one person goes,
I want to hear the full version of, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
So we're going to do the full version so everyone can hear it.
I was like, everything. Okay.
Yes, and then we're gonna talk about where it came from, and that's where the poetic discussion. So it's 2 in 1. We're gonna do it together, and the next person gonna go, and then we're gonna just vibe, and whatever you guys feel off of that, then if you want to express something else, we can express. All right. So, who want to go for? Remember off of
Should we go in the order?
what is it? Don't be a menace.
Just go in the order that we recorded,
You.
You're not slick.
I mean,
Try to be last, man. We
All right, who do you guys want to hear first?
Yeah, let them pick.
Raise your hands for the
let them
flag.
pick who they want
Whoever
first.
comment who they want to hear first, that's who go.
Let's do
It
y'all
better
remember?
not be-
So we do have Queen Chris. She was the black girl. We have Slick, the hitman. He was history. And then we have P times 3. She was self love.
I'm giving a shout out to whoever say P. First.
I said that's
said
honorable
first?
cousin. So if you put something together you want to hear, you can probably actually call me. If you call me, I can put you on speaker and we can put you on live until we can figure out how we can include
Her comment don't count.
everybody.
Her comment don't count.
Wait, can
All right.
everybody tell us where you guys are from? Can you
Well,
drop in the
yeah.
comments?
One for
Right?
Pam.
No, I got one for Pam, one for Ricky.
Nah.
Okay, we got
But
some.
Ricky went first,
No,
though,
Ricky
right?
went first.
Ricky was first.
We said the first
Whoever's
person that
first.
commented the name.
They came at the
That's-
same
Oh
time.
yeah.
They
No,
came
but
at
hers is first though.
So we got Ricky.
Hers is
first.
first though.
Slick,
Let's hear
it.
it. Thank you.
Janet, I love you.
Oh
I
yes.
love you,
So
Jan.
it-
Thank you, Jan.
Wow, it seems like. But while he's doing his
Boom.
poem, can everybody please tell me where you guys are from, what city,
Alright.
state? I'm really trying to grow this because if we can get people, I don't know, I want to ask people how we can figure out how some people can join the live. I would really love that. If they join the
Absolutely.
live, they be like, "Hi, I'm from Illinois," yada yada yada. How dope would that be? Just a little idea from Chester expanding this big. All right, let me stop talking. Philly in the building. We got Philly up, and that's where Pam is from.
Hey.
And again, Triana likes to bring people outside of the city into the city to see how great we are. And are you having a good time so far?
Of course I am. I'm just shy. It's okay.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right. The people spoke.
All right.
Somebody
Before I
from-
get started-
Wait, you got somebody from Virginia?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Hi,
Hi. Thank you guys. Welcome. Welcome. Make sure you
Make sure
share.
you like CMP Radio. It's some dopeness on this all the time. Like all the time.
Yes.
You should already be following Johnny May.
Oh, you better know it, baby. You better. All right. Can y'all hear him first? Can y'all hear Slick? We're gonna make sure you loud. You can
Before I
pause
get
the
started,
music.
I want to give a shout to my man, Mojave. He's in the comments. That's my guy from Albany, New York. He's in charge of arguably one of the most exquisite, let's say, poetry groups
Ooh.
in the country. That is Erotica Slam,
Okay.
based. I can't even say it's based out of one
you.
specific region.
Mhm.
We have poets from New York to California,
Okay.
but he does regional conferences twice a year.
Okay.
One in April, one in October. The one in October is going to be in New York. I'm going there. I can't wait.
Share
to
the information. That would be
I
awesome.
definitely will. I
Road
definitely
trip.
will.
Yeah.
Mojave, drop it in the comments. man.
Drop it
You
in the
already know.
comments. That'll be so dope and inspiring.
So yeah, we had one in Philly a couple years ago. We'll get to that later. They're waiting on me.
All right.
All right.
History.
Who said we? Okay, y'all hear me? Well, I.
Well, I.
Skin, what up? I'm gonna put these on so I don't get distracted by the comments. Yeah, because I'll be into it and then be like, what? Like, all right. This message is brought to you by Jack Daniels. Take responsibility. Which poem did I do?
History.
Okay. Too many taxes in the mainland, wondering what else is out there. This side was sent to find out what's there. This side was sent as an exile. All parties involved were drunk with opportunity, bullied by local lawmen, found occupation in anticipation of vacancy, bullied in the name of your bully, discriminated in the name of discriminator, out with the old, in with the new, finally caught by the problem that gave chase. The irony, to run and then be chased, to rob and then steal, in search of freedom, only found slaves, gave it a pretty name, liberation, human beings turned turned property, property turned cattle. Taxmen came to collect from orange to tangerine, same thing, just smaller. 13 colonies said enough is enough. Give me liberty or give me death. Free men liberated from Jamaica, to their cries you were deaf. They got only death. Broken promises and unfulfilled amendments. Laws prepared for men, but men we were not, at least in your eyes. Continued to rape mommy, continued to kill daddy. Light-skinned spawns you thought nothing of. Who's the original deadbeat? Forefathers killed more fathers. Poor fathers, your fathers. All this you claim is Christ's will. Civil war was slave war. Took the crabs out the bucket. Kept the bands on the claws though. Fast forward, we are not equal. You judge a tiger on his underwater skills. You poured oil on my flower. Called him stupid for not blooming. We, once considered strange fruit, made pomegranate lemonade out of your bitter asses. Took your daughters and trained them to serve us as masters. Selma was one big chess game. News crews lights broadcasted the oppression. Hashtag let me vote, bitch. Offsprings, princes and princesses continued on with the king's mission. Followers of Detroit Red said, we is us and us is we. We protect us and us will feed we. Hoover was nothing but a high-ranking crooked cop. The Republicans fucked us hard. The Democrats made love to us. Either way we screwed. My black life only mattered to you behind the dollar, and you still couldn't stop us from telling our ghetto stories. In the words of my forefathers, fight the powers that be. Fuck the police. Thug life. We buy a way out of jail but can't buy freedom. Last but not least, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. The only difference between black history and American history is the narrator.
Throw the bell, roll it.
Yes.
I'm gonna put these
Why
on
we
so I can
tell
hear
him
the
to go first
comments.
again?
I'm about to say, because mine ain't even that long, but it's okay. Go
No,
ahead.
it don't gotta be long.
Did y'all hear that? Oh my god.
Like you, I need
Where?
explanation.
How, like,
Yes.
like what made you like want to start that? Like, what was you feeling? Where were you at this time?
Alright, so me personally, I love stories. I was into poetry and then the rap, but the rap stuck with me. But even with rap, I always loved the great storytellers. The Slick Ricks, the Nas's, there's a million more, but we're not going to dwell on it. So a lot of times with my poetry, I like to tell stories. And I like to explore different categories and different subsettings of poetry. And it's funny, we got somebody in Philly in the building. I'll tell you why in like 30 seconds. So I always like to try different types of poetry. And I had never written a poem in the style of this one. And this was a style that I had heard a lot of Philly poets use. You know, shout out to Lindo does it sometimes. Lindo, yes. Shout out to Lindo, yes. I got my hoodie on for him. That's my guy. Kerwin is another one. KP Olter, he's another one of my guys from Philly. Who lives in Philly. He's from out west, but it don't matter. But I wanted to try a different style, and I wanted to tell a story from my own perspective. You know, and it's like everybody wants to talk about history, and so I wanted to tell history from my eyes, and from the eyes of a lot of other somewhat educated black men living in Section 8 housing, and that's where it came from.
Wow, super dope. What do you guys? How you guys feel about it?
I like to consider myself to be, you know, pro-black. Like, I'm very in love with melanin. I'm very in love with, you know, us as a people.
Melanin loves you black, girl. Let's just put that out there.
Especially black women. Like, I feel like we have a very uniqueness to us that is often like swept under the rug or can be too much for the opposite sex. Naturally. But you know, and I think that it's too many times that we're silenced. Like it's too many times that we're expected to, you know, stay meek and in this little cute box and, you know, be his significant other. When in all actuality, like, you know, we are our own person and we can command a room and we should command that room and be unapologetic about it. So I dug it.
Oh.
That's why I'm glad I went first, because now he's got the
I
list.
know, right? I love it. I love history.
Yeah.
I love history because I feel like a lot of people think that us as blacks that we are ignorant. But I feel like a lot of people are ignorant to knowledge because they don't want to understand, or they don't want to learn, or they don't want to know the roots or where it came from.
Yes.
So to me, when you hear something so powerful, it's like, wait, like, let me think about that for a second.
Yeah.
You know, that is
Yeah.
us. You know, when people think about it, it's like, where did your grandmom came from? But your grandma, but your grandma, but your grandma, and then we still don't know
Right.
where is the root of it all. But if you just open your mind and be able to willing to learn, you can learn a lot. So it would definitely do.
So, see, this is why I love this show, because I'm about to throw like a little caveat into it, right? And this is to show like our differences, especially what you said. So I never liked history. I went to sleep in it, and like when I was in class and things like that. And I know that might be shocking, but I don't know. I like to live in the moment. And I know they say you can't know where you're going to know where you've been, but how do where you've been help where you're going if you don't really know? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I definitely know some history. I did pay attention, and I definitely I guess it's a little bit naive because I don't want to believe people. Like if you guys know me, I'm like all happy-go-lucky, and I just want to believe that everyone is just happy and things like that. And I think we need people like me in the world to kind of provide that balance, because you know you have the people who are pro-black, and then you have the people who, you know, like me, it's just like, you know, y'all on both sides fighting, and I'm in the middle like, no, like let's just love each other, you know. But the poem, anyway, the way that it flowed, just the information, the knowledge that I obtained from it, you know, hearing it from
the connection to the poem itself. Sounds
yes.
like, you
Let's
know,
get into that real quick. All right, so two things. One, structure was very important in how I approached this poem.
Okay.
Can I borrow this bell, please?
Yes, because I wanted to start from a pivotal moment and then keep on going. Because a lot of our kids believe that our history started as slaves, and that's not where it comes from. That's number one. Number two, you just quoted a very important quote from that poem.
Oh, you want me to say it again?
Please.
You poured oil on my flower and called it stupid for not blooming.
Yeah, because I feel like we as a people have a lot of
oil. Or how heavy that is on the flower.
Yeah.
we have a lot of traps set up against us. Like the system is rigged. If anybody has watched Killer Season, you know there's a very important scene when Fleece says the shit wasn't built for us. The game wasn't designed for us. We don't get a plan B. You know, and it's like we have to take the same test with both hands tied behind our back. And it's like the same person that's grading the test, the same one that tied my hands. And so it's like,
wow.
See, I got
That's real. That is so real. And we wasn't allowed to read or write. And imagine like our ancestors get into the codes, and then you smacking them with a test. Wow. But so, and it was like a catch-22, because even if they were able to pass it, how you this smart, nigga?
Exactly.
Right.
Who taught you how to read, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you think about that,
like they didn't want us to be
absolutely
educational. You know, they didn't want us to learn, because we are strong as a unit. I don't care how people look at it. When you think about just, I went to the Black Wax Museum, and it's just like when you walk in there, it's just like, damn, this is all us. You know, they make it seem like it's designed that the white man did everything, but it's like, yo, we are strong too. Like, and a lot of people, even homeless and all that, it's like they're like, no, you're better than that. You just gotta believe in it and believe in yourself. Like,
we were killed for it. We were killed for attempting to learn how to read and write.
Absolutely, yes.
And we have people out here who don't want to read.
Don't want to read or write.
Your great-great-granddaddy was killed for trying this.
I'm not going to front on English class. I used to be like, what do I need this for? I'm not.
Well, that's because we were taught Anglo-Saxon work. It wasn't no Black history and
right.
Alright,
there wasn't any black, like, if you were learning about your people, I'm sure you would be a little bit more interested. But you were learning about Christopher Columbus. You were learning about World War I. You were learning about what was going on over in England. We not there, bro. Why do I need to learn our history?
I slept.
Who cares about King James the Third, the Fourth, the Fifth, the Seventh? Napoleon had the complexes. He was short. Like, okay.
In the words of Joe Clark, what good is Shakespeare to a bunch of kids who can't go out and get a damn job?
So for everyone who just joined right now, we are at our Poetic Expressions. So I have everyone sharing their poetry that I shared the live with. If you just came on, please make sure you hit the share button. It's about 30 people in here, and I think it's saying 4 shares up there. I don't know if that information is accurate.
It's not.
But
we have like 50 something.
Okay, I'm about to say, because we
Refresh,
definitely
reached
share.
1200. Oh, yeah.
So if you guys see what's pinned at the bottom, I just wanted for all my new people that's coming, I have challenged my artists here to create something based off the poems that they've given me earlier. So they have notepads in there, they're going to be jotting things down, and we're going to share that at the end. So if you guys liked, oh look, hi, there go 3Z Dream Builders. Remember the ones that I said, oh my God, you just missed, you have to come back. Because you just missed Ricky's poem. And I told him that you were looking for writers, and he said he's one. So I'll make sure that I'll connect you guys too. So welcome. Please make sure you share. And also, make sure if you guys want to create too, take one of these titles and create. So, who is next?
I think Pam was voted next.
We got Pam or Queen Chris. Can we please
y'all
vote?
Now we gonna do this. All right.
Pam
So,
or Queen
the
Chris?
first person that commented the name has to go.
Well, I feel like
No
I kind of
pressure,
want to break
though.
it up because both y'all poems, like you got Black Girl, you got you.
So Pam
I
got
think
go
we should
first.
break.
Wait, look
You
at the
want to break
comments,
them
what
and
that
I
say?
mean, what does it say?
Oh, it says Queen.
No. He
Ah,
cheated.
go ahead,
It's
Queen.
him. He
Oh, that's
cheated.
him. He wrote it.
He cheated.
Ah, no, but we are gonna
and-
break it up because another thing that I like that I did that was impromptu. I
Pam.
wrote in the comments
Chris,
the type of poets that you are. So we seen his style, but please, just because you heard his, don't put him in a box. Because we can always, in poetry, we can switch it up however we want to go. You know what I'm saying? He can be solely pro-black. He can also be solely in love. He can be solely sad, you know? He can talk about fruit if he wanted to. That's how the bomb poetry can get.
I have poems about fruit, just putting that out there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Anyway,
Pam.
so we're going to break it up.
Here, but Pam going.
So, yes, I nominate Miss
All right.
P times 3.
Hey, I'm ready for this one.
Alright, so I'm gonna start by, I created this because I feel like a lot of us women, we ride for our men. You know that whole I ride or die, I do all of that, but sometimes there's a lot of women out here who are really, really, really going through domestic violence and it's no reason to stay. That's not love. A person doesn't love you that would harm you, beat on you, do any of that. So today you had to stand up and say, I love me first. If you don't love you first, no one else is gonna love you either. And I have a daughter, so I have to teach that too. Because at the end of the day, these men, we love them. I'm sorry, we're born nurturers. So that's where this poem derived from. Alright, y'all, so let me tell you a little about me. I don't do the whole recite thing, so I'm a little nervous, so I still gotta read it, but
Take
I'm
your time, bro.
I'm still give it to y'all. And I hate how I sound, but it's okay.
Speak it, Queen. You heard you.
Speak it,
Speak it,
Queen.
Queen.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think we should figure out what our snaps should be. So our snaps should be hard. You want the mouse? We need something for snaps. Help us out. What should our snaps be? Think of an emoji for us guys. Alright, I'm sorry.
Somebody was using this emoji.
Oh, it do be like that. I think I do that when I comment on people.
But this is like okay, but we can use that as snaps.
But they did it as 3 in a row. So
oh
yes.
yes.
3 in a row. So
alright, so let's do that. So
if
if you guys want to snap, if you like what you hear, use the okay emoji and do like 3 in a row through 4 or 5. Just do more than one, okay? Alright.
Today I decide I'm gonna love you forever. I won't let nothing divide us, no nothing, never. So even if that bitch said she fucked you, Heather, I'ma knock that bitch out 2 jabs Mayweather. Okay, you see, when I said I love you, man, that shit go deep. Deeper than that plot when you buried under 6 feet. So when niggas run up on you and they say it's whatever, I'ma bust off first because I told you we together. We together forever means I'm never leaving you. Until you slipped up that day and said, I'm sorry, boo. Sorry, so sorry that I ever hurt you. Sorry, so sorry that I ever touched you. I'm sorry and I promise they won't happen again. This distasteful utterance you hear coming from your best friend. I look in the mirror and I'm distracted at what I see. I tell myself I gotta get away from this nigga, man. I gotta be free. How in the world, out of all people, could you go this far, stoop so low, and put your hands on me?
Oh, like, that hits on a whole nother level. Like, I need you to understand.
It does.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
If you want me to
She
go
talk
get
heavy.
him, we
Yes,
talk
she
about
do,
that.
Tori. Yes, she do. Okay, Philly in the house.
Thank you.
So, of course, she gave us our poetic expression. Now we gotta have the poetic discussion. So, where were you at when you wrote this? What made you write? What was you thinking about? Is it personal to you?
It's personal to someone
Get a
close
lot
to
of
me.
love, girl. Look at this.
Oh, thank you.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh,
she was
thank
so
you, guys. I'm still nervous.
Look, you speaking though. Look,
Oh,
look at all
but
the people you
thank you.
reaching. Let me scroll
Hold
one more
on.
time. Let's scroll one more time.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm shaking for y'all. If y'all really don't know, I'm actually shaking. Like I got my hands on the table, but because this is my first time actually like I've been writing. Like what a lot of people don't know, my daughter's father was killed 3 days before my daughter turned 2. So that's where my writing came from. But it was like now, if it wasn't for Troy, my baby, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm nervous, period. But at the end of the day, I still feel like there is a lot of women out here, a lot of people out here that children, shelter homes, jails, everywhere, who are really getting domestically, abused, and it's just not right. And if I feel like some people feel like they don't have an outlet to come to. Right. So this is even the beginning. No matter who we reach or who we talk to, we don't know who's watching, who else logged on. So if I did reach you, thank you. Thanks everyone.
Seriously, I can tell you, like, I'm sitting right here and you reached me. There was a time in my life where I was in an abusive relationship, but I never talked about it. Like, I never addressed it. And when I finally got out of it, it was like, all right, I made it out. Let's just bury it. So your poem was really like, that was like reminding me, like, you go through things for a reason. Like everything, your past helps dictate who you are right now, and I'm really proud of the woman I am. So thank you for telling my story.
Thank you.
So, someone asked that you.
This is what I was talking. First, hold on, I don't mean to interrupt, but I got to give her a round of applause.
Seriously, man. Couldn't even do the snaps.
Couldn't even do the snaps.
Nah,
You deserve more than snaps.
Read it again. I missed it.
Somebody wants you to read it again.
So y'all really want me to do it again?
She got to watch the playback.
Right.
But
First of all,
Wait.
hold on. I just want to. This is my show. This is my show. So
I'm just playing.
you see how he just did that?
It's your
I mean, there's
turn.
3 of us. So I mean, we can vote. So we want to hear it again. It's fine. But go ahead, say what you about to say, and then we can decide.
this is what I meant earlier when I said you give a voice to the voiceless. Because you yourself are championing for millions of women. Millions. One of which is in this room right now. She's already stepped forward and said it. So I want to thank you for your courage, your strength.
Throw the bell.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. I
Tenacity.
can't cry.
Because for as good as people will say I am, that's something that I could never do.
So this is what I'm gonna say. When we was recording, honestly, it was a poem that I felt like I couldn't connect to, because sometimes I write, literally I'll sit at my desk and a word will just come and I'll just flow off of that. I've never really been physically in the situation, but people around me have. I've seen it, I've been there. So when I do speak about it, I put myself in that predicament because I feel like at the end of the day, again, people don't have an outlet. So it's like, you know what, let me put myself in their shoes. So when I do read it or I do express it, I do understand, because it's a hurt. Like, this is the person that you love or you be with, even your parents or whoever. Kids are chastised, but sometimes the chastised go beyond just normal, it becomes abusive. So it can go in any way. It doesn't have to be a spouse or whatever. It's just whoever that you think loves you. Just know that because this person is doing it to you, it gets better. You're going to grow. If you can't grow and learn from it, then that's not life. The whole part of life is to grow, learn, and live.
That is the true telltale of a good storyteller and an empath. Tupac said it best. He said, whenever we go in the studio and we're telling stories, it's not us, it's our dead homies talking through us.
Absolutely. Wow.
So as an empath, you feel what your sister, your relative, your friend, your bestie has gone through, and you feel what they feel.
Right.
And so you tell the story that they can't, and that's extremely important.
Thank you.
And you tell it so it can look like a masterpiece that people look at it in awe, and it's a way for someone to masterpiece. I love those 2 words.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She
I
about to
don't
drop
think
an
most
album.
people
She
understand
about to drop
the
an album called
masterpiece. Life would
Masterpiece.
be so peaceful, but
So
we can't.
much
Like,
easier.
it's easier to masterpiece, but sometimes people can't find peace within because the obstacles in the world always seem against us. But
Better talk.
But if we channel those emotions in our artistry, so it don't even have to be poetry. It can be
Correct.
any gift that you may have. If it's pottery, if it's knitting, if it's painting, if it's singing, if it's dancing, put all those angry emotions, instead of, you know, being snappy at the next person, you know, put it in your artistry. We have it for a reason, you know.
And wake up with purpose. Stop taking advantage of every day, thinking, oh, well, I got the next one. Like, I buried 4 students this year. 4 high school students. Like, didn't even make it to 20, didn't make it to 21. 4 of them. Like, and with one, it really hit me hard because he had asked me to help him start a business. And I remember telling myself, like, oh, all right, yeah, I definitely got you. But I kept putting it off. Like, we got time. And now, like, it's too late. And then with the very last one, I saw him walking up the street. And this is, like, the beauty of working in the community that I live in, because I still get to see, you know, my babies. I know y'all grown, but y'all my babies. And he was walking up the street, and I was like, you know what, I got all these groceries. Let me just go to the house. I'll catch him another day. The very next day, he was killed. So make sure that you wake up every day and question, make sure you wake up every day and not question what you're supposed to do today. Give yourself a reason for being awake. Appreciate the time now and take advantage of that time now. Now is the time. Seriously.
For those who don't know, Queen Chris over here not only inspires people in the community, but she works hands-on with the kids in the community.
And so does Ricky.
I do too, but we ain't talking about me. We talking about you, right? It's important that we give back in one way, shape, form, or another. You know, I've been working all day today. When we had the group chat going, I had 30 messages I couldn't reply to.
Like, I'm sorry.
Here's the house at work, my bad, y'all. We gonna kill it though. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Because I had, you know, the summer program from 10 to 12 and the camp from 1 to 5. You know, and then I got my daughter. So I was busy, you know, doing what I had to do. But, you know, it's important that we invest time in our community. And, you know, it can be as simple as a poem. Facebook, Instagram post. You know, when you take time to go above and beyond, I feel like that needs to be applauded. Because if guys like me would have had it when I was growing up, I wouldn't have made as many bad decisions as I made coming up. You know?
Right.
Cedric said it on the Steve Harvey show. He said you can invest your time in him now, or invest your money in him later when he holding you up at the liquor store. What's up, Bill?
Wow.
And that's real.
Wow.
Thank you all for joining in. Thank you guys for hanging.
Are you guys enjoing this so far? Give us a snap, make a share,
We're not gonna avoid this.
share it again. Look, what?
You know it's your turn, right?
I'm getting to that. That's why I broke in. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. If you know poets, go ahead and tag them. The reason why I did this show late is because I know that people who are creative and who are in the arts, your mind is going crazy right now. You are up. So why not listen to some poetry and some dope people and meet some new people? So while you're here, make sure you share again. Give us some snaps that you like, and let me know I'm doing it well, because
doing it.
you know, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And if I do this, it's definitely gonna be once a month. It's gonna be on Tuesdays. It's gonna be from 10 to 12, and just the amount of people that is actually watching and sharing and digging it, I think I definitely gotta have it next month. So if you guys are interested, I know if you're interested and want to be a poet on the show, inbox me, let me know, so I can start getting the ball rolling, so I can start coming to record you and start dropping your pieces, or who's gonna be my next poet. All right, so
Miss Queen.
All right, now I'm nervous.
Oh, stop it!
No, seriously,
You was the
man,
one who
like,
set the videos off, like.
It was, first off, because let me talk about the video for a second. Because Troy was like, all right, I'm going to just get you doing certain parts of it. Like, it's just going to be little snippets. I was like, oh, all right, cool, like little snippets, right? And then she was like, yo, the sun is setting, like, let's try it right now. And I'm like,
beautiful.
Right now.
right now. I'm
and
so
we was
impromptu.
in a vibe, like, you know, I had came from a photo shoot, like, I had been pregame, you know, like, it was
the
vibes was flowing. And I just thank God, because it really did, like, the editing, yo, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Was you nervous?
I was definitely nervous. I'm nervous when it comes down to expressing myself, period, because for so long I was silenced. Like, so when I found my voice, now I'm very, like, dominant. I'm very confrontive, like, What's up? So,
Can't wait till I get there.
She's such
And we gonna get there.
You definitely gonna get there. I really don't know how I got here. I think I just got tired. I was just like, you know what, fuck this shit. Like,
she's such a
I
great
deserve
poet.
more. We're gonna do more. We evolve in even now, and I think it's different stages and levels. Like everyone thinks that you get to this aha moment, you just there. Like no, you're gonna forever be growing and evolving. So there's never gonna be a lid to like your progress. And I think that that's where I'm at. Like I realize like there's never gonna be a time where I'm like, whew, I made it.
Done.
You know, yeah, like I'm done. Whatever it comes, it just comes. And it's like, nah, I'm always gonna be that one to try to push myself and motivate myself. So I was very, very proud of Shreyanna's like progress and like process. Girl,
I'm such a
I remember
vision.
when she was like, yo, so what do you think about this idea? I was like, girl, that would be dope. And here we are, what, 2 months later?
Definitely moved on it.
So, okay. That girl. I got this motivation from a mentor.
No. We do the poetic expression first.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And then the discussion.
Me mala. That's my bad in Spanish. Okay.
Hold on, let me get it together now.
Okay, lost that.
Oh, and we got here, just if you know, one of my favorite. I definitely got some Prosecco. I like any type of Prosecco. And then she's sipping on some Roscato
Tell us squirt.
and Tellers. We got some.
Yo,
it's a
I'm
whole
low-key,
vibe
I'm in love
here.
with TP now. After this weekend,
TP.
we have
Listen.
BBW weekend.
This
That's all
message
that I
is
was
brought to you
drinking.
by Jack Daniels.
This
Oh, we
is-
should tag them. They should pay us to sponsor.
They should.
Yeah.
They should.
Showing the
But we
vibe.
want to grow this, and we need each other. Like I think I seen a post before or an illustration where you see people climbing up the ladder and helping each other up the ladder, and we pretty much gotta help each other up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So no one is better than the next person. We just need help getting to the ladder. So like I said, if you want to see this grow, CMP Radio is trying to become official. We want to be an official radio show. We want this broadcast that we're doing right now to be on a radio show where it's someone up working and listening to it. So if you guys please like cmpradio.net. Also for $12 you can donate and get a frame, and it goes to a
Only
great
$12.
But you know what?
$12.
If you don't have $12, if you have $1, you know what I'm saying?
You
You
can
can just
donate.
still donate. We're looking for the donation so we can build it. Our city is small, and he's doing something positive. CMP means
For our
cultivate and mature positivity. And that's what we're doing here on this show today. So help us become official, because once we become official, we can help, someone else. It's constantly about building our communities. We're not what they say we are, okay? All right, I just had to put that in there. It was on my heart. Chris, now we gave her enough time to get herself together. Let's go.
Black girl, like a back in the day black girl with a head fro full of curls and a body booming with curves. For I be that black girl with a neo soul but a trap like hustle digging for gold. Forever paying homage to my African role, models often question how to be like that black girl who causes attention just by walking into the room, whose sweat is as sweet as perfume, and everybody wants that scent. Everybody wants the scent of that black girl, like a back in the day black girl with a head fro full of curls and a body booming with curves. For I be that black girl, here to save the world, one fist in the air at a time. Ignorance grows if you blink a blind eye, so daily I strive and daily I shine. So daily I remind you, and you. The world can only be saved by a girl, by a black girl, like a back in the day black girl with a head fro full of curls and a body booming with curves. For I be that black girl. And boys feel worthy, many of different descents, colors, and creeds, but I'll never be sorry, for I can only be the queen of a Nubian king, because only he understands the method for this queen to be tamed, and he and I will live in the hopes and the dreams of the slaves. Our children will be the pro-black influence of their generation, and our children's children will never have to open a negative stereotypes door. A pure black love creation. Black girl, like a back in the day black girl with a head fro full of curls and a body booming with curves. For only a girl can save the world, and I be that black girl. Thank you.
Let me get some. Let me get some. Let me get some. You want some? Let me get some. Damn.
Yes.
All rights reserved.
I love that one. It's like a cadence to it. I'm such a cadence girl. I love music. I love when it has a good cadence to it. And that whole that back in the day black girl with the hair fro full of curls and body booming with curves. Cause you know them black girls got them.
We got them curves, honey. You can't deny it.
Right.
That's my favorite one.
I don't know about y'all.
Jams.
I don't know about y'all, but when I hear that poem, it takes me back.
Oh.
Before social media,
Yes,
I'm talking about like 98, like you feel me? It takes me back
Like
to
back in the day, black girl.
to like Game Boys, to like when she was like to like your first like your first girlfriend. Like your first crush, you know, that's what it take me back to.
Was it like Love and Basketball, right? When they just was
Ooh,
regular.
I was just thinking
They
that.
just was like,
Love and Basketball, when he was like, we got to kiss for 3 or 5 seconds.
yes,
You got to ride on my bike.
You gotta
It
ride-
take me
yes.
back to that.
no makeup, just natural. No
I don't
makeup,
like you
no
anyway,
makeup.
big
I don't
head.
like you anyway, big kid. Who you going to the date with? Spalding?
It takes you back.
See, that's why you ain't getting recruited.
The last time they won, Dr. J was a nurse. It takes
Who
me
you taking
back.
to prom?
Yes.
She was like,
It takes me back to that, you know, that innocent, pure bliss, love, and affection. I love that poem.
thank you.
It is raw, it is unique,
Thank
it is necessary.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of us who are old enough to remember
Before social media.
Okay.
before social media,
Jack this up.
Mm-hmm.
before MySpace.
The good old days playing outside, playing double dutch. Yes.
Kids don't know about
And that's
Jack's.
where-
What y'all know-
Jack's, double dutch.
What you know about playing Spider?
Oh, yeah,
So-
that's before my time.
Release.
Yes.
Whoa. That's okay.
Monkey in the middle. Let's
Monkey in the
Oh,
middle.
okay.
let's get basic.
I did hopscotch.
Red light, green light.
Okay.
Green light, green light. I did green light, green light.
Simon
Red light,
Says.
green light.
Yes.
The color is yellow.
Ah.
I think it's too grown though, that one.
My name is. Yeah.
Look at you.
I got 6 sisters.
We
Don't
showing
make me
our
no
age.
I
Y'all
know.
need-
Oh, but I feel so good
So,
Do
though.
our
the
kids play numbers?
inspiration.
Huh?
Huh?
Do our kids play numbers?
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
one.
like.
Oh.
I had to teach kids how to play this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I do a little something, something.
Okay, let's bring
All
it back.
right.
Let's bring it back. So we have our poetic discussion. So, Chrissy, Queen, where did this come from? Where were you at in this time?
I wrote this like a couple years ago. I think I was, I had just graduated college. Well, first off, it is inspired by one of my mentors. Her name is Rhapsody E. That's her stage name. Miss Erica is what I know her as. She got married now, so I don't know her last name. But I was in this college prep program, and she did spoken word. And I remember like not knowing basically anyone that did poetry. And when she first came in, I was like, wow, she's tall, she's pretty, you know, she's helping these kids. Like, she was just like the woman I wanted to be. So I ended up buying her CD the last day of the program, and I just fell in love with like all of her poems. And it was one where she had Black Love, and it was like Black Love, like back in the day, Black Love, like with afros and dashikis and yo yo. And I remember it was this one line. She was like, back in the day when we would go straight from the church house to our house, brothers and sisters come together, hold hands, pray over the food that our grandparents had made, or something like that. And I remember, like, you know, those days, like when you was definitely going to church, and after church we was going to grandma's house or my house or the aunt's house or somebody's house, and we was having Sunday dinner, and you could not eat nothing, drink nothing until we had prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was every Sunday. Like, you just knew what your day was going to be like, and that's just it. And it wasn't necessarily like, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like a tradition. Like, it was like something that, it was like a way of life. It was a culture.
Right.
And when I first graduated from college, I felt like, you know, I have all of this history, I have all of this knowledge. Now what? You know, like a lot of people tend to move away and try to spread their roots. And I'm like, I gotta go back home. Like, I gotta let them know about all of this stuff. Like, they got all of this knowledge to know about and they don't. So I was working with City Year and I kind of realized like the impact that I was making on the kids. And I'm like, I want to be that black girl. Like, I want to be that girl that commands attention just by walking into the room. I'm tired of apologizing or explaining why my hair is natural or why I got big boobs and huge thighs and big, you know, like, I got tired of having to explain myself and minimize myself as a woman. I wanted to be that black girl. Like, and dudes feel worthy. But you can't get this. I'm sorry. I'm tired of apologizing for wanting a black man. Like, you know, and I think that's with a lot of those stanzas. Like, I just kind of put myself when I was my most frustrated. Like, what am I done with apologizing for? Like, what am I going to take ownership of and walk strongly and fiercely into that light? And then the cadence is unique because I wanted you to remember something. Like, I want you to take something away from my poetry. And if anything, now you know that I'm that black girl.
I got a question. When and where did you graduate? College?
College. I went to the Lincoln University, the first historically black degree granting HBCU. Cheney was established first, but we was giving out degrees before them, that's all.
They're going to get you in college.
Oh my goodness, no.
It's still HBCU love, but we are number one.
I just wanted to applaud a young black queen going to school, graduating college.
Oh, thank you.
That's all I wanted to do.
Thank you. I'm in grad school. Keep an eye out. Another graduation coming up.
I don't want to get involved in the HBCU beef.
It's all HBCU love. We all gotta like come together and like save our HBCUs, invest back into our HBCUs. Those that are graduate of HBCUs, it's on you to keep your HBCU afloat. I donate to Lincoln. So what's that?
But look. They gonna get you in the comments.
Here we go.
Angel, I love you. I said that Cheney was the first established, but we were the first degree granted.
Oh, now she runs.
It is. It is what it is. But yeah.
I had 2 points. I forgot what the second one was after that.
2 points. The second one, not sure.
First one was congrats. The second one, I only knew it after that. Now they about to start gangbanging in the comments. Why you saying wow?
I used to hang a wow. It was one point that I took away from Rhapsody's poem. She said, if it hadn't been enough black love back then, we would have never made it this far. And if you really think about it, like, we're living off of the prayers of our ancestors. And imagine all the untold stories. When I went to Lincoln, we was riding through it's a lot of like field and crops out there. And we were riding through a crop land, and the KKK was established like 13 miles outside of Lincoln. So I was just thinking, like, imagine all the bodies that's probably buried here that we have no idea. Imagine all of the generations that was crippled because they killed, you know, the one that was going to start that generation. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I really get the gumption to perform my poetry. I'm speaking for those that couldn't speak.
Oh my goodness. Let me give her some snaps, please, in the comments. That was absolutely amazing. Guys, was it worth the wait? Did you hear this? All these videos that I edited that I had the pleasure of hearing firsthand. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for sharing.
We getting some love, y'all. We getting some love.
We are, and I'm so happy. And now I feel like, because I'm the hostess, I'm so nervous and I'm so mad because I think my actual poem is in the car. But luckily I got a picture of it. But when I was trying to think, like, if I was going to do a poem, like, I feel like I have to do a poem. I guess I couldn't identify what type of poet I am. And I guess talking to you guys, I realized that I'm a storyteller. I like to tell what is happening now, what is going on. I haven't written in a while. I don't have any full pieces right now, so I don't know if I want to share any full piece. But I'll share.
You got enough. I don't want you got enough.
But they're not finished. And I don't know if they'll ever be finished. Oh my goodness.
Nobody knows it's not finished until you say it's not finished.
Cause
So
I'm doing
like,
the hand motions. You already know which one I'm talking
I'm
about.
so
This
mad.
one.
Like I wish you guys. You guys could see. I'm so mad that this poem is downstairs because I have it on its original paper. And if you see, it's like cut up. I mean, it's torn, it's written, it's folded, and it's crazy. And this is from my childhood. I have two pieces that I absolutely love, and of course, both of them was about relationships. And this one in particular is called A Script That Wasn't Written. So we all know, oh, look at, hi sis. She's talking about, come on sis. I used to share poems with her all the time. And it's crazy because I found her poetry book in my stuff. And it was one poem I guess she wrote by her grandmother or whatnot. And I was like, look what I found. And she's like, oh my God. So to know that emotional connection with our words is amazing. So hey sis, hey Shayla. All right. So again, so this poem is called A Script That Wasn't Written. And oftentimes, especially females, I think when we get into a new relationship, we make things up in our head, especially when we were kids, because we didn't really understand what relationships was.
Yeah.
To us, it was just, oh my God, I love him. Let me write hearts in his name and put his picture in our notebook and hold it around in our class. And that's just basically how it was. So, do I really gotta share?
Yes.
I tell you what.
Uh-huh.
She said something that reminded me of a poem that I have about black queens. So, if you knock this out, I will immediately share with my poem.
Okay. Well, we have to because 11:25 is our poetic. And we getting up there. I'm a little nervous that it wasn't gonna make 2 hours, but we have, and we have had a consistent at least 20 people watching the whole show. So thank you. Guys,
shout out to you.
Shout out to you guys.
Y'all wrote MVP.
Inbox me.
You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us.
You right here. It's crazy because I just checked my group chat on Facebook, and everybody saying how they out at this part. I'm like, no, y'all supposed to be in your phones right now.
Right
on
now.
CMPradio.net, looking at us. That's what you're supposed to
But
do.
if they're not here, just make sure you share, you tell people, talk about it, how this experience was, because Johnny May likes to provide experience. Okay.
And keep in mind that if you follow CMPRadio.net, you can come back anytime to watch the live. We do not delete lives whatsoever. So anytime you can come back, you can look, you can see how many views or likes we got. I know Johnny May's gonna do that. We're gonna make sure that we always, produce that positivity. So YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, CMPRadio.net.
Oh, yeah, and I'll drop everything in the comments too. And you guys, y'all have your phones, y'all can drop y'all information. I did let a couple people know who you were so they can start following you. So if you do get random follows, it's probably because of this live. I do suggest if we want to go into this poetry thing that we start making a business page. If you don't want them to be on your personal page, but the live is going in and out.
Yeah. Before
I
you
don't know
start,
why.
before you start, I want to make sure the audio is good.
Can you hear me? Let me know how it is, and if it's not, I don't know what to do to make it good. But can someone let me know? Can you guys hear me?
Roy. Hi, Roy.
Yeah, I don't want you to start until the audio is correct.
I need someone, just anyone, to tell me that you guys hear me.
Mic check 1, 2.
I mean, if you don't, that's fine. Here go Pierre. It's fine.
Johnny May on the mic. What is
all right, so this one is called A Script That Wasn't Written. All right. So, happy about the way things are and thinking about how it might be. Picturing the scenery of the future. Making a movie in my head starring him and me, playing the main characters. Now, this type of film will be labeled as a fairy tale, beginning with Once Upon a Time and then with Happily Ever After. Nothing bad will be revealed in my film, because with him, only good times I see. Kissing, touching, hugging, holding, loving only me. He will do and say the nicest thing, for I am his queen and he is my king. Therefore, he knows how to make me smile even on days when I don't feel like me. By coming out the clear blue and saying, baby, you're so beautiful. And I start to blush and my cheeks turn bloody red. Got me running to my girls, telling them all the things that he just said. And you're lucky, they say. And once again, smiles and giggles come across my face. And the only thing I can say is, I know. Don't you wish you were in my place? And then they have a nerve to say, yes, I do. And just to be smart, I start singing, maybe next lifetime. No hard feelings, by that artist Erykah Badu. Oh, how I love the attention, the jealousy. They envy me in my shoes. They want to be to have a dude that's constantly Thinking of me, loving me, caring for me, down for me, always for me, and will never leave me. Yeah, I said it. He'll never leave me. I guess I should have knocked on wood. But who cares about wood when you gotta do this good? He makes me feel so alive. Got me doing unusual things like making a movie in the future in my brain. Now let's shoot to the last scene that I haven't seen. The setting is I'm in my room getting ready for work, talking to him on the phone. Lights, camera, action. We're on. I gotta go to work. I'll call you later. Click, rush and get my clothes and things. 30 seconds later, ring, ring, ring. Hello, baby, I really have to go. He said, wait, sit down. I love you, but I can't take it anymore. I don't want a girl right now. What the cut? Where did that come from? It's not in my script. It seemed as though a piece of reality jumped in my film because I failed to realize it. It happens. So, I mean, that was it. And it's crazy. I was like,
I love that. I was there. I hope you know. I was right there with you. You had to get your stuff ready. You put the phone down on the bed.
You create an image of the person
you
you
know.
just know.
Like,
yes, and it's crazy because, like I said, I was always like, well, now as an adult, like kind of embarrassed because I felt like this poem is so childish because I wrote it when I was 16. I was like 16 or 17, I don't know. But real life event, this is how it was. This is how he made me feel. And the fact, this is exactly how we broke up too. So it was like, wait a minute, hold up. That was not in my fairy tale that I created between him and I. Where did that come from? Like a piece of reality jumped in my film because I failed to realize it.
But just because you failed to realize it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like reality is always going to be like, hey sis, remember me?
Right. And it's crazy because us as females, we love that reality. It feels so good because I think sometimes reality world can be so freaking stressful. So life as an adult, I'm like, Mom, why you didn't tell me? Why you didn't tell me this is how adult?
They tried.
I mean, and even at 16, like
we didn't.
They didn't tell me.
I'm always ready to create a fantasy world. It wasn't. But then I'm like 16 writing it's like, yo child. like how do you even know? Because even now it's just like, even reality is still jumping into things that I imagine. And it's like, why do we do that? And I think our mind or ourself, we create this happy space. I don't know why we create this false reality. I think because it just feels good. It's natural to us.
And it validates as well. Like it gives us meaning in a way that we can't run away from it. Like, and every girl and guy has had. Well, I can only speak for girls. Every girl has had that experience where it's like, oh my gosh, I like him so much. We're gonna live in this house. You know what I mean? Like I remember that 16-year-old me because you can't. Who was that baby? You couldn't tell me we was gonna get together. I don't even remember his name.
I know that's right.
Ring that bell.
And it's so funny because I hear my kids and I'm
tell me.
My kids was 8, 5, and 2. My oldest 8. She's learning a lot because she can come into her own. They come into their own at 8. I didn't think it was gonna happen this quick. I thought they would be still like, Mommy, I don't want rets in my hair no more. So it's gonna like, oh Mom, like boyfriend is not boyfriend is, but I see that some of the things that you're watching is like they all promoting like this whole boyfriend is relationship thing. Yeah. And like come back to think about it, that's how it was when we were younger too. And it's like 16, I had no right thinking I should have a boyfriend or even creating this reality. Right. But again, that was my piece. Very, very nervous, and I felt like that was 16-year-old me, and that's one of my favorite poems. I think it's because I like the fact that I was singing. Maybe next time, no more feelings. So that was one of my creative pieces. I'm like, oh my God, that was super dope. So we are at 11:25. So unfortunately, we cannot hear Ricky do his poem yet.
That's fine with me.
So Christy,
hey, Ty.
Let's put on. Let me see that because I don't think you had the right song. So you guys, this part of the segment of the show, I gave all the poets a task for them to do a poetic creation. If you see, it's pinned at the bottom. These are the poems that the poets expressed to you guys, and their job is they had to pick out of a random cup one of their poems. And at this point of our segment is going to create. I encourage you guys, if you like to write, if you do write, If you don't write and you want to try, if you think this is cool, take one of these and go ahead and try to write something. If you finish writing already, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us see it. I'm going to play a little bit of music. We're going to vibe. We're going to chat. I'm actually going to look at the comments and read some of them while they create. All right. I'm so happy. I hope you guys really enjoyed this time.
I do too. I hope that we could just, vibe off the music and then just come slow. Thank you guys for being here again.
Yes, can we get some snaps? So, let me know. Should I do one next month? I don't know. Should I do it next month? And for our newcomers, please tell us where you are. Where are you from? We would like to acknowledge. And while they're creating, I'm actually going to scroll the comments and see what everyone was saying. For some reason, something's wrong with my phone. It's not playing the music. It's not working. Like it's going.
So for this one, I don't know.
Oh, here we go. I think I got it. Hey, Ty. Just reading some of the comments. Ooh, I like that. Nanette said, survival causes us to create our own versions of happiness, and it is our temporary reality.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was so dope.
That's my mentor, by the way. She's freaking dope. Love her. Love you, Nanette.
How awesome. This is, thanks, Sparks. Oh, hi, Bea. Thank you for joining. Hi, we got someone from Baltimore. Welcome, welcome. We have someone from West Philly. Hey, Ty, we definitely got to have you up here. Like, I know that you're a lyricist and you do rap, but I'm sure you can slow it down to make it sound a little poetry. Kanye did it at Def Poetry Jam. And that's another thing that I was thinking about, too, when creating this vibe. I used to watch Def Poetry Jam all the time. That's all I watch. I absolutely love it. So, if you guys are interested in coming on to the show, inbox me, please. I think this is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna keep it at 3 artists. This was really, really good. And just to let you guys know, this Poetic Creation is from 11:25 to 11:35 because the show is over at 12. So I do want to be able to hear everyone's creations. Please stick around. You guys heard the original artist poems, and now I digging up the title of the poems, and we're gonna see what each other creates. It's a whole vibe, baby.
Yes, it is.
Can I turn it up or down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one. Yeah.
Well, now I'm asking you. Just invite yourself. And if you've done this poem already, go ahead and thank you. Go ahead and post it in the comments. Share. I will. Matter of fact, you're writing. If we have time, Aunt Boo Boo, I'll give you a call and you can go ahead and recite your poem over the phone. But I did see that you inboxed me. And just to let you guys know, I was definitely team provide energy. I got sage candles. I love sage. I was thought about bringing a sage stick, but I didn't want to scare anybody.
I'm scared about it.
So I did bring a sage candle, and it smells lovely. Lovely. I got it from where did I get it from? Marshalls. It was a rare find. So it's sage smoke.
Me too. I'm excited.
Thank you guys for coming. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow.
I know. Thanks for making my progress. You know, if it wasn't for you know where I'm running with this, Nikki?
It's okay.
That's me.
This is a live kid. I'm so probably gonna cry after this.
Well, you know sing the song?
Oh, can you say?
She sang.
Ooh. Ooh. I mean, this is arts after dark. This is a late night show. Anything can happen. And honestly, I really do. I'm going to get a painter up here to create while we're creating.
Yes.
You know, just
Wasn't that, what movie was that on? Was it one of the Tyler Perry
That's where I
movies?
got it.
Yes, when he was like, just sit down and you just write. And he said,
it was Shamar Moore.
Shamar Moore.
And it was, what is her name?
Yeah, I forgot her name.
She cut her hair bald.
Now? Remember that?
Well,
Chanel Ethan?
yes. I think it was her. It
She
was.
wasn't on Tyler Perry movie. It was a lady with the pretty hair that kept getting on the bus. Remember she kept getting on the bus every day with Shamar and he was the bus driver?
Oh, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah. Who
I don't know, but it was somebody
But it was, yeah, but
that
she,
was creating.
He was
While he
painting.
was painting while he did poetry. So, and it doesn't matter where you are. Like, again, I want to bring people outside the community, see how beautiful my people is. I want diversity in this show. So please, don't be scared. Inbox me. If not, I guess I'm going to, people said they want another show. So, I guess I'm going to be hunting people down. That I saw you on, it was a morning. I can't sing. If y'all know me,
No,
oh
I
my
think I'm almost
goodness, I
done.
love, you guys have to come to one of my jam sessions. I love live music. I love the artistry of real instruments. And this is what they use.
So I had someone that asked me to call in if we have time.
If we have time, yes, you could definitely call in if we have time.
You know, I
Is
got-
everyone done? If they're done their poems, we can start. At 11:35, that's where we're going to have the creation discussion.
Okay, give me the. Oh, then you took away my minute.
Oh, it's time.
It was definitely
It is. Oh, wait, no, y'all get like 1 more minute or 2 minutes because I don't think we started right on time. So I'll give another minute or two. And again, this is our poetry creation section of the event or the live.
Mine is done. I kept it kind of short, and I had to transfer from paper to my phone. I kept on doing stuff, then add more.
I do that too. I guess a lot of times.
I got, and my pen was messing up, so I'm like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna just. On top of the fact, you know, my creative, what's the word I'm looking for here? My creativity, let's say, was pulling me in different directions. I wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go. You know, because I do several types of poetry. Three specific. I guess I'll speak on this while I'm in this show.
Talk a little louder so we can hear you.
My bad. So, my biggest fear as an artist of any kind is always being put in a box. One of my favorite music artists is Ludacris. Ludacris and Nelly. Because they could talk about anything. No one ever labeled Ludacris or Nelly as this kind of rapper.
Wow.
They could make love songs, they could make street songs, it didn't matter. And everything in between. So those were two guys. I was like, you know what? I want to be like them. I don't want to be in a box. And I realized that in today's, day and age, in order for me to do that, I had to split my stage personalities into several different people. So you have the Dead Man, which is more your relatable, socio-political, woke, quote-unquote, poet. You have another guy, who I won't get into, that speaks more to the erotic poetry group. And then have another quote-unquote personality that speaks more so to the voice in the back of your head.
Okay.
But I did this, in order to stay me, but keep the same parameters in place. If any of you guys on the live are watching, if you're old enough to remember, the wrestler Mankind. The wrestler Mankind was Mankind, it was Cactus Jack, and it was Dude Love. It was the same guy, just three different characters. But he did so that he can do everything he wanted to do without being criticized or put into a box. So that's kind of the approach that I took with these three different poetic personas. If you go to my like page on Facebook, the Hitman's List, you'll see different poems from all these different personalities. But that's that. Ladies are finished. Let's get into it.
All right, you guys. So this is our poet creation. Again, if you're just watching the live, I have challenged my artists here today to create something off of the title that they all brought in. So they had to pick from a box the title. They didn't see what it was, and throughout the show they had to create. So they have their creations. Who's gonna go first?
That's rock, paper, scissors, for
All right.
I don't do that.
Rock, paper. You know how rock, paper, scissors shoot? Oh my goodness.
I think it's rock, paper, and then scissors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just which one.
Oh,
It's like
you-
rock,
you-
paper, scissors, and you gotta pick one.
Let's shoot.
She's from Philly, so it's like, you go first, dickhead.
We ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Bang, bang!
All
It ain't
y'all
me.
gotta do it.
All right, so
y'all.
then y'all two. Ready? 1, 2, 3,
bad
go.
idea.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? One more time. Rock,
Don't pick
paper,
rock.
scissors, shoot. Okay.
Alright,
So Pam, so
Yes,
what
ma'am.
did you have?
You say your
So the
You
last
said
person I
yours.
just had to rock, paper, scissors shoot with, Miss Chrissy, unfortunately I had black girl.
Like back in the day, black
like the
girl.
back in the day black girl.
Listen, we all, you're your own black girl.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm excited.
Alright. So it says, black girl, defined, but not by my skin and my curls. But really I'm part white girl, little Indian too. But who says we have to be defined by who we are and what people say we are told that we should do? I am me and you are you. I am powerful, I am incredible, I am black but beautiful. Beautiful even though my hair isn't mine. Beautiful because I told me, baby, you are fine. Beautiful even as you grow older with time. Hair may grow, maybe silver, maybe even gray. Baby, you are beautiful no matter what they say. Whether you be white, black, multi-race, I'm not even just saying, girl, I'm including my men. Never forget that we were all created with a purpose, and we grow equally within.
Girl, that was fire. And it rhymes. That doesn't rhyme. Yes.
Oh,
See, you just made
Yeah,
up
you
your
know.
own little, like,
You guys,
yo.
can we give her some snaps, please, in the
that's so
comments?
sweet.
Give her some snaps. I'm sitting here amazed, and I want to cry because I feel like this was just an idea, and just the
It's
simple
just
fact that,
working.
I'm like, okay, let's challenge these artists. And wow, amazing. From the back in the day black girl, but also I got a little bit of this and that in me,
Yes.
Cause
I
I'm
got a
black,
little
but people
Indian
always
and a
be
white
like,
girl.
what are you? I'm black, white, Indian. So it's like everybody look at, oh, she's black, she light skinned. I hear people, oh, she mixed, you from the island. No, I'm black, white, but I'm black. I'm black because I love me. So your poem inspired me because at the end of the day, people pay for our bodies. People pay to be the black girl, you know?
Yes.
I love who I am.
So you just going poet like how you be poet.
I see.
You just going to drive.
All right.
Fire on them
So I
one
want to keep the
time.
time. So make sure that we can. Are we
Rock,
going to rock,
paper,
paper, go
scissors,
shoot,
go
or
ahead.
y'all going to
Nah,
just
man,
pick
she
it?
good, 'cause my joint booty. Go ahead.
Your joint, my joint movie. Okay, so I got history, the topic that Ricky, I'm sorry, Slip the Hitman. I want to make sure I use his stage name. Okay, so history. We were established and prosperous before they were even created. They came to cripple, I must admit, a little successful, but they couldn't kill us all. Strange fruit hanging, and that could have been me.
Come up a little bit. Deep voice.
Strange fruit hanging, and that could have been me. 5 generations removed from slavery, my great-grandfather made my grandpa quit school at grade 3 to take care of his farm and the family. My grandma got word that her grandfather was on campus and would run to her room to change out of her ball shorts into her longest skirt. Because ladies were always supposed to be just that, ladies. Sports weren't supposed to be in the mix. Education didn't even matter. Strange fruit hanging, and it could have been me. Fast forward, I was born to a woman who made history, risked her own life just to birth me. A 32-year-old unmarried rebel who became the first African-American female Democrat on the school board. 35 years of educating and still receive calls from students. Thank you so much, Ms. McLaren, for all of the life you've spoken to me. And I get to call her mom. Strange fruit hanging, and it could have been me. So here we are now, living off the prayers of our ancestors, and how dare I not celebrate them by learning of them and their sacrifices. Strange fruit hanging, it could have been me.
Oh my goodness, can we get some snaps for Queen Chris and how she changed the history into that history? The perspectives.
Like we all freestyle just off of
One
word that we all just switched around and like.
Because she, and then she. Oh my God.
Because the strange fruit hanging could have been me.
It could have been
me.
Or it could have been my I could not be here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like if they didn't run fast enough or if they didn't conform,
Ooh!
would not be
Ooh!
Listen, do not be texting me talking about y'all lost sleep because y'all right, okay? It's not
Seriously, I'm definitely on a roll now.
You're not
She said if they didn't run fast enough. I'm sorry.
Something that simple.
That poem spoke to me on several levels. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I actually have a poem that I did the last time I saw you called It Could Have Been Me. That's circulating on Facebook right now. Number two, I can relate. Like I have relatives in my family who have had to drop out of school in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade in order to help take care of relatives. You know, all of which are living right now. You know, I'm not going to put their names out there, but I have relatives who have had to drop out of like 6th, 7th, 8th grade to take care of other relatives. So when you, oh my God.
And I think what really got me was the 5 generations removed from slavery.
Five.
Like, when I heard
Did you
that, I
count
was
those? Like, was it?
When you heard it, you wrote it.
You were right.
No, but I
Yes,
was
she
heard
heard
it.
I know.
Like,
That was amazing. All right. What do we have, Mr. Slick, the hitman?
let me grab this belly button.
We ain't even gonna need that. My joint short, sweet, and to the point.
Alright, and it's gonna be done.
And what did you have?
So mine was about self-love.
Mm.
Damn, this
I like
joint,
this from a black man's perspective.
this joint too short.
Right.
I try to keep it short and mindful of the time. Okay, here we go. I love you. I just love me more. I couldn't afford your love. The price was too high. You wanted to charge me an arm, a leg, and a soul for shipping and handling. But you wanted to handle me. But I was too big for your hands. Again, I love me. I love what's good for me. I love affirmations that keep me from negative monologues. I love masturbation that keeps me from fucking the wrong person. I love you. I just love me more.
Damn.
Enough, like,
Yes.
oh my God.
Can we get some
When I
snaps?
say I felt
Yes.
that, I love you, but I
I
love
love
you
me more.
more.
You got to. Like,
Wow, they said it at the same time. What made me write this one was I've spent a lot of my life loving people more than I love myself.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
You know, I'm not that old. I'm only 27. You know, but up until a few years ago, I've spent almost all of my life loving other people more than I love me. And the problem with that is I spent critical moments in life learning other people and not learning myself. Not knowing what I like. Not knowing what my interests are.
You speaking to?
So when people come to me and it's like, what do you like? It's like, I don't know. Because I've spent 5 or 6 years learning this person.
What they like.
Loving this person more than I love me and the air that I breathe.
And that's why I'm in the season of self-love, man.
And that's why it's important to be in seasons of self-love. Because it's like, if I don't love me, how am I going to convince you to love me?
Woo! People will suck
I'm
your
going to
energy
show you how to love me.
as that. Like people will keep like if you allow people, they will keep draining you, sucking your energy. At some point, you got to take it back. Like, what about me? And it's not selfish, but fuck that. You gotta be selfish. Like you have to self-love. Like if you do not, there's at the end of the day, there's nothing more than you loving yourself. Because how can I be beautiful for you if I'm not beautiful for me?
Ooh, I know I can't expect my Jay-Z if I ain't working on my Beyonce.
Alright, before we get into it, because I feel like we're preaching, we only have 10 minutes, and I would really like to attempt to get someone from the audience to come in and do a poem. I know there was 2 people. We need to figure out who's available. So, Terry, are you available to speak now, or the next person? Because we do have about 11 minutes. So, I do want to get someone from the audience to be able to share, create.
If not, I'm sure that, somebody.
I know.
I definitely have a
Anyway, I'm about to put my phone number. Matter of fact, I'm putting my phone number in the live. And whoever calls me first.
She's calling.
Oh, she's calling. Oh, we have someone calling. Can we put her on speaker? So she needs to tell us where she's from.
Hey, you about to be on speaker.
She called already.
Hold on. Say something.
Something.
Okay.
Can everybody hear? Boo Boo, we'll get you next time, and if she does this pretty quickly, then I'll call you as well, or you can call me. Go ahead. I don't want to waste any time. Can we have your name, where you from, and what you're doing?
So it's me, y'all. It's Angel.
Oh, hey, Angel.
Hi, you guys. First, I'm from Texas. Y'all know that. But I'm sitting up here doing some work to the station, and you put that up, and I just wrote something really good.
All right. Which one did you pick?
I picked Black Girl.
Ooh.
Right.
We ready?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Someone once told me that everything I touch will crumble. And for a while, I really believed that was true, but later realized that wasn't true at all. Baby. Everything I touch turns to gold. That man over there that you're loving on, girl, don't you know he would never be able to love you if I didn't touch him? Black girl magic. Even when they said magic isn't real, but magic is alive and well, baby, magic is me. I am a black girl. How could you have even thought for a second that I was not it? Listen, I am the cocoa butter you place on your lips, the scented shea butter that you rub on your man's back after his nice hot shower. I am the sun rays that kiss your skin for the perfect selfie. I am a black girl. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, letting you know that there is hope. I am comfort for your soul and everything that you want to create. I am that system that was set in place by our ancestors telling me to protect everything black and to knock down those crooked systems for some restoration. I am a black girl. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
But everybody picked that up.
Oh my goodness.
Shea butter you rub on the back.
On his back.
Oh my goodness.
Yo.
Only real ones know though.
Yo.
The air dry when you shea butter and coconut oil.
Absolutely.
So none of you guys know there was an unnamed woman off camera, okay? And there was a moment in the poem where she had said, it was after the shea butter line, where she said, if I never touched him, he wouldn't be there for you. And all of them, especially her, was like,
You picked the cup up.
I'm like, oh.
Girl, do you not know he wouldn't even be able to
He
love
wouldn't
you?
even be able to love
But
you
you
if
know
it
how
wasn't
sexual
every
that
woman-
is. Like,
every woman in the room was like,
cause she talking about the stuff that, you know, it's not ladylike to talk
It's,
about.
you feel like you the it, but it's true. Like, honey, he wouldn't even be there or be who he was had I not even given him to you.
You know, like,
Wait,
everything
wait,
happens
I'm
for a
just saying,
reason.
like-
Yeah.
we only got 8 minutes left.
Thank you for sharing.
I know, boo boo. I put my
I'm about
phone.
to tune back in live. I'm gonna tune
Okay.
back in live.
Okay, I put my phone
Okay.
number up there. We have a couple more minutes, maybe about 2 or 3. If someone else want to tune in, I know Boo Boo said that she wanted to. Boo Boo is from New York, so we're gonna get our New York caller to call in. Where is she at?
Can I? Yeah. Can
Nice.
I?
You want some TV?
Sure.
Because she was like, I need some. It's like,
something.
Get that get on TV.
So I have this section is us just vibing, sharing our social
Some of that
media
good video.
information. So if you guys want to just log into CMP Radio, drop who you are so they can follow you guys. Make sure you guys are following cmpradio.net. Tell a friend to tell a friend if you guys enjoyed this show. If you enjoyed it as much as I believe you guys did, share it. Tell the next poet. Let them know what we're doing here in Chester, Pennsylvania. That we're not going to say any names because he don't like saying like he's the only person that we all created, because it takes all of us to create something this big. If you guys enjoy this, Boo Boo, we only have about 6 more minutes until the show is over. So you would need to call pretty quickly if you want to share your poetry. Did y'all hear that? That was that kind of
little rhyming.
yeah, that kind of flow.
Razzle
Again,
dazzle.
That's the one.
I want
it
us
is.
to have
It's starting there.
A cipher, a poetic cipher.
That would be awesome. I mean, wouldn't this be? Well, I guess the cipher would be like back and forth.
Well,
I'm still growing as a. I'm
No,
still
not
growing as a
challenging
poet.
you. I'm
Oh,
just
no.
saying, like, you know, in general.
we have time and opportunity because this event in the last 1 hour and 54 minutes were brought to you by the legendary Johnny May. At Johnny May
It's
events
Johnny May,
on all
baby.
pages. It's Johnny May.
You know
Say
how-
it one time for the mic.
It's Johnny Maybe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Talk
Oh
to me
wait,
nice.
we have
You know.
New York calling there from New York. Can I have that? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me plug you up.
Okay.
All right, so we need to say who you are, where you calling from, and which creation you decided to create.
Okay, my name is Terry. I'm from New York, currently living in Virginia, and better known to Troyana as Aunt Boo Boo. Hold on. I picked both. I picked self-love, and then I picked Black Girl. And I think I like Black Girl better, so I'm gonna go ahead and read that.
Okay.
You shine, pretty black girl, you shine, like the last droplets as the rays of the sun hit the glass of sweet wine. Your ebony beauty brings light to the room, despite the falsity that blackness equals gloom. You shine, pretty black girl, you shine, like the sparkling diamond on your hand or on mine. We both have a purpose, for we each are so fine. We are black girls who shimmer. You shine, pretty black girl, you shine.
Whoa. All right
good.
now.
Love that.
Yes, we love that. Thank you for tuning in, of course, and also being a part of our creation. We love it. Make sure you
Yeah, that was just, that was just like a quick, real fast, but a little something for y'all.
Dope nonetheless.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Why we having fun? What did you think about the show?
I loved it, man. Listen, you know me. I mean, I loved when I found out that you wrote Troy. I was like, wow, because that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a writer my whole life, and I just really think that what you're doing is good. Especially for not just the Chester community, but like you said, worldwide. That's why I'm glad you took it to live and you gave everybody from everywhere the opportunity to tune in, and that's why I was, glad to share so that people could see it, and if they wanted to tune in, they could, you know, because I really think that is a great thing. Poetic expression is definitely a way of release
Yes.
for some of the things that stay bottled up inside of us, you know. And when that little thing, little black girl came to me, a pretty black girl, it was just based on the fact that I remember as a child being bullied and thinking that I was ugly because I was black. You know, so it's like now I understand the actual power of the black woman. You know.
Well, thank you for sharing your masterpiece with us, and we hope to see you next time. Okay?
I'll be here.
All right.
All right, love you guys. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye bye.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We are ending the show. You guys, again, if you guys want to be a part of the next show, make sure you guys inbox me. I'll make sure that I'll put my information on the live, or someone can put it on there for me. Again, this will be, unfortunately we can't. We have 2 more minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the show now. That is wise. But catch us next month. I think we're gonna be here again next month.
Follow the poets.
Yeah.
Follow the poets.
I can't, for some reason, I can't sign on. They keep telling me to create a channel. So I'm Pam Brown on regular, like, I'm lying. I am Pam Brown on Facebook. PB Chic, I'm sorry, I do hair. And then Pam's Poetic Poetry is, my poetry.
To end it out. For some reason, my phone isn't working. Well, say it on your phone first. Again, make sure you guys are following CMP Radio. Also, make sure that you guys are donating to CMP Radio. We're trying to make this thing official, you guys. We want to be a radio show. We want to be an official radio show. We want this type of segment to be on the radio while someone is working, if they're in their house or whatever the situation may be. You may not have $12, and that's okay. Give us $1, give us $5. Spread the word. Help us to become official. We're going to go ahead and put that information inside the comments so you guys can definitely donate. Everything helps, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in to Poetic Expression, and I just want to thank my guests for coming out for my first
Thank you, Johnny
Thank you. Chrissy told me to redefine success, and I believe that this is success. This was successful. Thank you.
Can we say that anxiety is going because mine is?